Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to LMC TV's presentation of varsity basketball for the Mamaroneck Tigers. We are at the Westchester County Center for the Section 1 semifinals, the Final Four. With Ian Sachs, I'm Stephen Astis. Ian, this is a scintillating atmosphere here at the County Center.
Well, the first time in 47 years that Mamaroneck is playing in the Final Four, and it was almost not going to be at the County Center this year. There's no place that any Mamaroneck fan would rather be tonight than at the County Center.
They say it takes a village. In this case, it takes an entire county to get this back to the Westchester County Center, and everyone couldn't be more excited to finally have basketball here in 2018 at the County Center. All of these players are completely stoked for this game, and as I said, the atmosphere is just electric. So, let's start with the Mamaroneck Tigers. What a fantastic season they have had, their best season in decades. And as you said, 47 years since the last time that they were in this position, averaging 64 points a game, yet it is defense and rebounding that is winning the day for them, game in and game out. Ian, how do you see this game going?
Well, I think the cliche is so true for this Mamaroneck team that offense wins games, but it's defense that's going to win championships.
Right.
And it's the defense that they've driven through this playoff run to get them to the Final Four, and they're wearing the home whites as the 3 seed.
So it is the 3 seed versus the 18 seed in Ramapo. A bit of a surprise having Ramapo winning several games in a row. They started out 2-13 on the season, including a lopsided loss to these Mamaroneck Tigers. Coach Carver, when we spoke to him in our production meeting, talked about how he was just simply glad to get out with the victory. Even though they did win by a significant margin, he saw the athleticism in this team, and he knows that they're in for a good competitive matchup.
Well, Ramapo comes into this game with absolutely nothing to lose. They weren't expected to get out of the out-bracket round, and now they're playing at the County Center. So all the pressure in the world is on Mamaroneck tonight. They're the higher seed. They can't be the next victim to this Ramapo team.
Not exactly a familiar position for Mamaroneck to be in as the favorites, and heavily favored in regards to their previous matchup and the fact that they have been somewhat dominant in these past couple weeks, including their postseason opener. Now, they had a bit of a test against Spring Valley, but as Coach Carver said, they just really weren't firing on all cylinders. So he's hoping to get their team back to where he wants to see them, and as you said, it's all about the defense.
Well, I think this Mamaroneck team can take the momentum from the final few minutes of that Spring Valley game. It was neck and neck throughout, and then with about 2 minutes to go, they take the lead, they hold on, win by 6 ultimately, but it was that last few minutes, that stanza, knowing that the County Center was within reach, that drove them there. They've been playing all season for this. They were close a couple of years ago, just couldn't finally get to the Final Four. Now they have to keep their emotions in check. They're finally where they want to be.
So it's the senior leadership of James Mineta at the point and Isaiah Thomas with Ethan Renner coming off the bench. That creates a fantastic 3-guard rotation, and then you add in Tommy Martin, who is electric all over the court with his athleticism and shooting. That really creates a formidable quartet of players, and then when you add in Will Sharkazy in the middle, who really is going to be unchallenged from a height standpoint. Ramapo does have a sophomore call-up that's 6'7", but it's still a question mark as to whether he'll even see the floor.
Well, Sharkazy is going to be the big X factor for this Mamaroneck team. They go as he goes. He's their leading scorer. He's their leading rebounder. He needs to have a big game here on the big stage.
You can tell how excited we are. You can only imagine how excited these players are. We'll be back in just a moment with the opening tip after the player introductions and the national anthem, of course. With Ian Sachs, I'm Stephen Astis at the Westchester County Center. We welcome you to the Final Four in Section 1 on LMC Varsity Sports.
Introducing first, non-starters for Ramapo High School. High School.
So here we are for the start of the semifinal action between Mamaroneck and Ramapo, the Griffins of Ramapo, the Tigers of Mamaroneck. And Ian, I suppose you could say we buried the lead a little bit. First of all, Coach Tyrone Carver Jr., Section 1 Coach of the Year for Class AA, and the leading scorer, averaging 17.4 points per game, is number 15, Jared Bader.
Well, he can get hot from the outside like that. Half of his points this season come from beyond the arc. He's ready to catch, shoot, and put the ball on the basket. Now, it'll be interesting to see how he adjusts to the bigger arena here. It's so much more spread out and wide open.
So Ramapo wins the opening tip, but a little loose handling there. Turns it over to Isaiah Thomas, and Mamaroneck starts with the first full possession.
So we'll see what the Tigers can do here, and who do they go to first but Bader early on.
Thomas has it up top, thinks about the drive. Oh, he pulls up. Free throw line extended, goes out, and comes back in for the first 2 points.
That one jumped in, then finally bounced in.
Mamaroneck overplayed the penetration there, and they found Sharif Lowry wide open. There is Bader for his first shot attempt. A little bit off, and Ramapo comes back the other way. Brian Aldius has it on the right wing.
Of course, Ramapo wearing their road green uniforms with yellow and white trim as the road team.
Once again, the defensive rotation plays into the benefit of the Griffins, and they're on the board again, leading 4-2. Bader looks for the three, now dribbles right, pulls up, a little strong there.
A little off balance there. You saw his momentum carrying him to his right. He had to pull back to his left, and that one missed off the mark.
Ramapo riding a lot of momentum coming into this game. Shot is off the mark, and there is Sarkozy. He looks to dominate the paint from the defensive side. Foul on the drive on Mineta. Foul will go to Frank Wilson, so Mineta will be at the line for 2. James Mineta with a key pull-up jumper in the waning moments of the victory over Spring Valley. Coach Carver had talked about how he had been practicing that exact shot for the entire season, and it ends up paying off. Now, a little bit off on that free throw. Obviously, the nerves are getting to Mamaroneck, and the place you're going to see it is in the jump shots and the free throws.
Well, that's why it's so important for them to look to go inside to Sarkozy.
Nice drive by Bader, and the defensive foul. No offensive foul is called. The charge, I thought he did have positioning, and that is the call.
He certainly did. That was a great call by the officials. Bader got there late, and the defender with a great move and recognition, knowing that he was going to try to go to the cup.
Simon brings it into the front court, dribbles around Thomas. Shot is errant, and he throws it off of Bader's leg out of bounds. The Griffins will retain possession.
Such a heady play there by Simon, realizing that he's falling out of bounds, but able to grab control of the ball and throw it off of Bader to get to maintain possession.
Lowry inbounds it to Simon, and they'll start up their offensive possession from the left hash. Good defense by Thomas. He has the steal. Fights off Lowry, and now they'll slow it down. Mineta moving it around to Shane Smith. Shane Smith, the defensive rebounding specialist, came up with the offensive rebound off that missed Mineta free throw. He'll seem to factor very effectively, and there again with the offensive rebound by Smith.
Well, Steve, right as you mentioned it, a key offensive rebound, and he pulls down another.
Bader once again misses from the outside. He's going to have to find his range here early. Another defensive misstep by Mamaroneck, and they are down 6-2.
Mamaroneck just needs to settle down. They'll get their shots to fall. You can't start worrying about that, but it's the defense that they need to step it up at. Already 2 or 3 miscues leading to baskets.
Ill-advised pass there by Thomas, goes off the leg of Sarkozy, and here comes Ramapo the other way. Good defense there by Mineta, who has Bader in the front court. Bader with the Euro step and lays it off the glass and in. Beautiful drive by Bader off the pass from Mineta.
So silky smooth from Bader. We talked about him with the range from outside, but there was his speed getting out in front in transition to get the easy basket and pull Mamaroneck back within 2.
Bader just might be the best finisher around the rim. Him and Tommy Martin, just spectacular. As Isaiah Thomas fights for the rebound, is able to keep it in bounds. Dribbles now into the front court. Pulls up for 3. Just too strong.
Not a good shot there. Very early in the shot clock. You have your time. Take it, settle it, get it into the offense, and get a good shot out.
Thomas shooting 36.5% from three-point range, but he shoots more in rhythm than pulling up like that. There is Sarkozy, too strong off the backboard as he's fading away.
And the double team was there. He should have kicked it out, looked for the reversal.
Good defense there by Mineta, closing off the driving lane. Sarkozy closes out well there, and now gets the rebound for Mamaroneck, and they will settle it down.
So after the first few shots from Ramapo falling, they've gone cold here a little bit.
There is that pull-up jumper from the free throw line that we saw versus Spring Valley. He knocks it down again, and it's now tied up at 6.
The patented move for Mineta, falling for him early here.
Thomas guards Simon out up top. Simon brushes off the pick attempt by Fenton. Now he's in trouble. Oh, and they call the foul, a tic-tac foul on Thomas. He does not like that, as they were looking for a travel call.
And Thomas got lazy there. He got spun around, and then all he had to do was foul, and he did give it up.
A smart move here by Carver, bringing Tommy Martin in for Bader so he can sort of settle down, get those nerves out of him, give Martin a chance to shine here in the first quarter, and Ethan Renner comes in for Sharkisy as Mamaroneck goes a little small.
Ramapo doesn't have too much size out there on the court, so Mamaroneck can use its small lineup here.
We mentioned that 6'7" call-up sophomore. His name is Nakai Bishop. I'm suspecting we probably won't see him here as Mamaroneck now closes down and triple teams the pass. They're able to get the ball to the near side, and the foul is called, I believe, on Tommy Martin, so it'll be a ball out underneath for Ramapo, as the shot was on the floor before the foul was on the floor before the shot.
And Mamaroneck, with this small lineup, switching to a 2-3 zone, so looking to protect the paint against Ramapo.
Shot bounces off the rim, and a loose ball foul called on Eljama Seymour.
Ramapo foul number 10, Eljama Seymour, his first.
And that's a foul that you cannot have. You're 90 feet away from the basket. You're not going to be able to pull the ball away after Mamaroneck's already secured the rebound. Just give it up, get back, and play hard defense.
Sophomore number 32, Thomas Plunkett, looking to check in. He's at the scorer's table. I believe he'll come in for Shane Smith. He has really shined here for this varsity squad when Will Sharkisy went out earlier in the season with mono. And now he's been pulled back, actually, as Mineta, nice little overdrive there into the lane. Tommy Martin gets it out, 5 seconds on the shot clock. Does not catch rim. Oh, they decide it does catch rim. And Shane Smith goes to the ground to tie it up. Held ball, possession arrow to Mamaroneck, so they get their first fortunate bounce of the game.
I think Mamaroneck's very fortunate there. I don't think that touch rim maybe grazed the underside of the rim as it bounced backwards. But the Tigers very fortunate to have the reset here and 31 seconds to work with.
It definitely hit the net, Ian, but you're right. I don't think it actually hit the rim. So let's see if they can capitalize on this opportunity as Isaiah Thomas pulls up a little strong, and who else but Shane Smith once again with the offensive rebound.
Such a ball hawk. He's the one that gets those little extra effort plays that are so key, so important when it gets to late in the game, really any point in the game.
Renner with his first touch. They swing it around to Thomas. Too strong with the shot once again. Obviously, the shooting touch is not there from Mamaroneck. They're going to have to find their range to gain a lead. Nice baseline pull-up there for the Ramapos. Renner has it up top. He settles it down. I believe that was Edgar Thomas. No. Not sure who was on the basket there. Tommy Martin gets it over to Thomas. Three-pointer again, in and out. Shane Smith unable to corral the rebound.
I'm nervous about Thomas. He's falling in love with those jumpers. Be strong with it, go to the basket, then the jump shots will fall.
As we get down to the final few seconds of the first quarter, travel is the call on Brian Aldius. So Ramapo has the 8-6 lead, and Coach Carver will bring Will Sharkisy back in for these last 2.7 seconds.
Well, he wants his best offensive players out there. He knows it's going to be just one more possession here. Wants to get that one more basket to tie it up at the end of one.
Sharkisy with the half-court heave. Off the backboard and rim, no good. So at the end of the first quarter, Mamaroneck trails Ramapo 8-6. We'll be back in just a moment on LMC Varsity Sports. So here we are with the start of the second quarter. Ramapo with possession. Swings it around to Aldius. Skip pass over to Simon. He is trapped in the corner. Throws it off of Mineta with 13 seconds left on the shot clock.
A smart play there yet again. Saw that he was double teamed in the corner, but had enough time to turn and bounce the ball off of one of the Mamaroneck defenders to retain possession. And now 15 seconds to go to work again.
Pass to the free throw line. Shot is off the mark. Sharkazy knocks it away. Offensive rebound by Ramapo. Good strip there by Isaiah Thomas.
Great defense down low from the Mamaroneck. 3 players crowding around.
Foul there. Bader will get fouled on the three-point line, but no shot, of course.
His first personal foul, Ramapo has 3 team fouls.
Martin inbounds it to Renner. They try and get it inside, this time to Sharkazy. Dribbles left, gets it outside to Renner. Renner with a nice give play to Sharkazy. Too strong off the glass, and here comes Ramapo the other way. Bader had not established himself back in bounds, and so it will be Ramapo possession underneath. Both teams finding it a little hardy to get the ball in the hoop here in the first half.
But we see that with an 8-6 score at the end of one. You have to think that as this game progresses, the shots will start to fall. The game will open up a little bit, and we'll get more scoring.
Nice defense there by Sharkazy. And they call a travel instead of an offensive foul. And you could see both referees sort of looking at each other, not sure what to call. As Sharkazy did go to the ground, I guess they figured there wasn't enough contact for that foul to be called, but the steps were there to call instead.
Well, that's the right call. Before the contact with Sharkazy, he did shuffle his feet, which initiated the contact.
Good pull-up shot from Jared Bader, and he scores his 4th point.
And now we're all even at 8 here.
The best remedy for an outside shooter that's not finding a shot early is to get down low and get baskets inside and then progress further out, and that's what Bader's done. Pull-up shot, no good. Bader on the rebound. Here comes Renner, pushing it up court. Give to Bader there is a little bit ill-advised as the trailing defender knocks it out of bounds. Renner lucky there not to turn it over.
I don't think Renner realized that the defender was picking up steam right in the passing lane.
Ethan Renner, a junior guard, played a lot as a sophomore last year. He and Tommy Martin will definitely be the core of the team next year.
But the Tigers aren't focused about next year, they're just focused about this year.
And not to mention Will Sharkazy, who just scored, also a junior. So as successful as this season has been, blocking call on Isaiah Thomas. It looked like Brian Aldius backed him down.
Personal foul number 12, Isaiah Thomas.
Questionable call there, unfortunately goes against the Tigers.
And that's number 2 on Thomas, so he'll have to head to the bench here.
Tough pass inside. Finds Elijah Fenton.
Fenton now has 6 of Ramapo's 10 points.
Sharkazy has his first shot deflected, gets the rebound, and is fouled on the putback attempt, so he'll be at the line for 2.
Foul number 2, Frank Wilson. Second personal, 14.
They get Wilson for that one. That's Wilson's second. So he'll have to head to the bench after the first free throw. Looks like Simon will check in for him.
These Tigers still struggling to find their range, even at the line, with the larger venue of Westchester County Center. And he misses both.
And the unfortunate thing is that there's no preparation for the bigger venue here.
Ramapo gets the loose ball, pull up from the free throw line is no good. Here comes Renner the other way. Has Tommy Martin in the corner. Martin with the hesitation and the drive on the baseline. He is fouled as he dishes it off. Team foul number 5 for Ramapo. 2 more and Mamaroneck will be in the bonus. Oh, Mineta right there from the three-point line. Too strong again. All of these shots too strong off the back or the back rim or the backboard. LaPointe with the basket there on the pull-up jumper, and they lead 12-10 with 4:28 remaining in the first half. Mamaroneck calls a 30-second timeout. Ian, what is Mamaroneck going to do to try and find their shooting touch?
Well, they need to work it inside. Obviously, the long-range shots are not working for them. They've missed way too many jumpers early on here, and when they have gone inside, Sharkazy's had success. Bader's had success at the rim. They just need to be aggressive and get to the basket, and there's still 4.5 minutes left in this half. 2 more Ramapo fouls, they get to the free throw line. Be aggressive, look inside, look to get to the basket.
Also getting the ball to Sharkazy and playing the inside-out game, so you're getting shots in rhythm instead of pull-up jumpers, which is what they're often taking here in the first half. Martin to inbound it to Mineta. We'll see what Coach Carver's drawn up here to try and generate some offense. Bader goes to the corner, pulls up for 3, and drains it. So there is the inside out. They take Bader into the corner, get it to Sharkazy, and the offensive foul as Sharkazy plants his feet and goes to the ground. Beautiful dribble drive there for Ramapo, but unfortunately they make too much contact and the charging foul is the call.
This is such an important sequence right here. Mamaroneck nails its first jumper, its first 3-pointers of the game to take its first lead, and then they go back the other way and draw a charge. If Mamaroneck gets a basket here, it could be a long afternoon for Ramapo.
Mineta over to Sharkazy, skip past to Tommy Martin, gets into the lane. Oh, and they call the offensive foul as Martin goes to bring the ball up. The ball goes into the chest of the defender. Not often you see a charging call on the ball itself, essentially.
He just ran out of real estate on that drive there. A smart move, but there were 2 Ramapo defenders as well as Sharkazy in his way.
Good passing around by Ramapo. And the baseline jumper for Simon is good. Mamaroneck now trails by 1.
So now we're starting to see the jumpers start to fall for both teams, but it all comes from working it inside early in the shot clock.
Tommy Martin to Shane Smith. Shark as he thinks about the baseline jumper. Mineta back over to Martin. Bader not in rhythm. Shot clock under 10. Nice pick set by Smith. Mineta pulls up for the baseline jumper and drains it.
Mineta probably would have driven at the basket if there were a couple more seconds on the shot clock, but he wanted to be able to get the shot off and it ended up falling for him, the 17-footer.
Aldius has it, gets it back out up top, and a timeout is called. I thought they were going to call the travel there as he picked up his pivot foot. Fortunate for Fenton, who is essentially the star of this Ramapo team, that he didn't get the travel call. Instead, the timeout goes to Ramapo.
Well, Coach Losher not liking what he saw on offense there. Down by one here. He wants to readdress his team, make sure they're drawing up the right play, looking at in their right set, and able to get a good basket here.
Coach Steve Losher, in his second year as head coach of the Griffins, he has been a teacher in the Ramapo school system for over 20 years. He previously coached the girls' varsity team long ago and is an excellent coach at breaking down film and strategizing. The team started out 2-13, as we discussed in the pregame, but have rattled off 7 out of their last 8 victories and have stormed through these postseason games, beating R.C. Ketchum 60-56 in OT, and then a 49-40 win against Clarkstown South, and then a 68-65 win in the quarterfinal against Clarkstown North.
And Losher's no stranger to coaching at the County Center. He's been here now 3 of the last 4 years, bringing the Peekskill girls and the KO girls here.
The three-pointer, as the shot clock winds down, puts Mamaroneck back down by 2 here as we approach 2 minutes left in the first half.
Simon with a game-high 7 points.
Nice moves there from Thomas Plunkett as he sees his first action, unable to get the ball to fall. Good defense there by Mineta, knocking that ball loose. Shane Smith gets his hands on it, and possession once again to Mamaroneck.
And who but Shane Smith to be the one to get his hands in there to force the jump ball and give possession back to the Tigers.
Coach Carver calls him their glue guy. He does a little bit of everything, all the dirty work. Essentially your Charles Oakley, if you will, of this roster. Nice job by Plunkett. The sophomore scores his first points at the County Center.
And Ramapo, seeing that Mamaroneck likes to fall in love with the jumper, left the middle wide open, and Plunkett took advantage.
Good defense there from Plunkett. Mamaroneck resettles its defensive rotation. Ball high up off the glass, no good. Offensive rebound to Ramapo. And the jumper from the far side is drained by Anthony Simon to retake a 2-point lead.
Coach Carver not happy with the officiating on that last possession. First wanted a travel on Wilson, then wanted 3 seconds, got neither call, and Ramapo gets the basket.
Shane Smith has it on the right wing. Thomas Plunkett drives the lane, lays it up and in. Once again, scoring in the lane is the sophomore.
And it's always going to be those second, those third, those fourth chance opportunities, those fourth guys, the ones you don't expect to score, to have the big moments here at the County Center.
1 second difference between the shot clock and the game clock. We are down to 20 seconds remaining in the first half. Free throw line jumper is no good, and Mamaroneck has it for the final 10 seconds.
Tigers can look to take a lead into halftime.
Great dribble drive from Mineta, and he scores with 2 seconds left. Shot is no good from Ramapo, and Mamaroneck takes the 2-point lead into the halftime break. With Ian Sachs, I'm Stephen Estes at the Westchester County Center for the Section 1 Final Four in Class AA on LMC Varsity Sports. So 8-minute quarters in high school basketball. We are starting the third quarter here. Ramapo with possession. Frenetic pace to start this second half.
Mamaroneck looking very aggressive on defense. We didn't see that so much in the first half. They were a lot more settling back, playing a 2-3 zone, but that jump trap right after Ramapo crossed half court, so key.
Good job there by Shane Smith, knocking the ball loose. Sharkazy gets the loose ball there and is immediately fouled. I don't think any Mamaroneck players are in foul trouble. Isaiah Thomas has 2, but with all the guard depth that Mamaroneck has, that's not really a concern.
The first half had a very good flow to it. Few fouls called, few stoppages of play. I think just one timeout on each side called. So very quick moving, free flowing game.
Sharkazy with the missed three-pointer, but once again, Shane Smith with the offensive rebound. Bader misses that three-pointer wide open. Smith with the loose ball foul.
And that was a good shot there from Bader, in rhythm, off the offensive rebound. Just didn't get that one to fall.
Fantastic turnout by the fans of Mamaroneck. You see a sea of orange behind the Mamaroneck side basket, and there are fans all throughout. As Moneta once again with the deflection, Thomas pushes it into the front court, goes all the way to the rim, and throws it away as Shane Smith cannot keep his feet in bounds chasing that loose ball down. It remains 21-19 Tigers.
Well, Steve, we talked about it in the open, that it's going to be Mamaroneck's defense that's going to carry them throughout this game. And even though they've had their offensive struggles, their defense has been so strong. We've seen it here in the opening minute of the second half, and holding Ramapo to 19 points, definitely a step in the right direction.
Mount Vernon beat Horace Greeley 91-80 earlier today, so if Mamaroneck is to advance, they're going to have to find some more scoring to compete with the Golden Knights.
The defending AA state champion Mount Vernon.
18 straight Section 1 titles, or sorry, division titles. They get the ball down low to Sharkazy. Bader gets it back, gives it up to Shane Smith. Ramapo's offensive shots have mostly been contested. Mamaroneck has found their shots, they just have not sunk them, and they would be dominating the scoreboard if they are able to find the range. Moneta once again pulls up, gets it on the rim. Bader unable to corral the rebound, and it goes into the hands of Anthony Simon.
Good box out from Bader. He did everything but secure the basketball there. Just ran out of space and time to save it on the baseline.
Wilson almost with the up and down. Bader knocks it off of Wilson's shin and gets the call as the ball is going Mamaroneck's way.
So Bader couldn't get the offensive rebound on the other end, but does secure the team defensive rebound on the other side.
Thomas dribbles to the right. Bader with the baseline three, no good. Rebound by Thomas. More offensive rebounds for Mamaroneck. Ramapo with 26 offensive rebounds in one of their postseason victories, resulted in 23 points. They have not been as fortunate here against Mamaroneck.
Well, the Tigers doing a good job limiting the Griffins to just one shot on the offensive end.
Pull-up shot in the lane is no good, and Shane Smith once again secures the rebound. Moneta drives, he has Smith up top. Bader thinks about the three, drives in the lane, and the offensive foul is the call. Elijah Fenton plants his feet and takes the charge.
That's Fenton's second charge drawn in the game today. Not a stat that's talked about a lot, but such an important stat, that a good energy stat that Coach Carver's staff likes to keep.
Mamaroneck employing the full court press, and blocking foul on Sharkazy as he does not get over in time to get position on that attempted offensive foul.
Which now allows Ramapo to go to the line for the first time tonight.
Once again, both teams ice cold here in the first 4 minutes. The first 4 minutes of the first half, and now the first points here of the second half come with 4:38 remaining. It's now 21-20 Mamaroneck. He sinks them both, and the score is tied. Ramapo employs its own soft press. They get it across. Thomas sees some daylight, and they wave off the basket. Travel is the call, as Isaiah Thomas took just a half a step too much going to the rim.
Well, Thomas had his eyes on the basket. Nothing was going to stop him. Just got a little too creative there for his own good.
Good deflection there by Shane Smith. Shot clock at 25. 4:17 remaining in the third. Tied 21-all with Ian Sachs. I'm Stephen Astis, coming to you live from Westchester County Center. Good defense once again from Mamaroneck. Possession arrow once again in Mamaroneck's favor.
So Ramapo getting all the jump balls to start the quarters. Mamaroneck getting all the tie-ups throughout the quarters.
Ethan Renner at the scorer's table. We'll check in as we approach 4 minutes remaining in the third. Shane Smith has it, gets it to Sharkisy. Beautiful spin off the backboard and in. Count the foul, and he'll get the shot.
Great movement without the basketball. Will Sharkisy rewarded for it with the basket and a chance at the old-fashioned three-point play.
So Sharkisy off target from the line in the first half as Renner checks in for Bader. We'll see if the junior center is able to hit it here. And the shot is good, so it's now 24-21.
Sharkisy, the only Tiger to get to the line so far today. Now 1 of 3 from the charity stripe.
Manetta actually missed 2 earlier in the first half.
That's right, I forgot about those 2.
Sharif Lowry gets it to the wing. Fenton then back up top to Wilson. Fenton has been neutralized for the most part. Good positional defense from Shane Smith. Oh, a tough baseline jumper. He did not have the angle, able to avoid the side of the backboard and just squeak the ball in.
Well, Point has been the go-to scorer for Ramapo. He now has 6 as the Griffins pull within 1.
Manetta didn't have anyone to pass it to. Momentarily finds Sharkisy, an out-of-rhythm jumper comes up short.
And that's not Sharkisy's shot. You don't want him taking those 15-footers. You want him with his back to the basket inside.
Good job once again by Smith to close out and get position on defense. The pull-up shot, no good. The foul on the shot. Wilson will go to the line for 2. 24-23 Mamaroneck with 2:47 remaining. Mamaroneck has 4 full timeouts and 1 30-second timeout. They've committed 4 fouls. Ramapo with 4 as well. 4 full timeouts and 1 30. They've only committed 2 fouls here in the second half.
Number 21, Tommy Martin is into the game.
Tommy Martin checks in now for Shane Smith. So we have a lineup of Manetta, Thomas, and Renner, along with Tommy Martin and Will Sharkisy. As Ramapo misses the free throw, Thomas for 3. Splash for Isaiah Thomas.
Thomas didn't have it going in the first half. His first shot attempt in the second half, nothing but net to put the Tigers up by 3.
Thomas, definitely the most creative shooter on the team. Usually that's in the lane, but he'll take that three-pointer as Mamaroneck now leads 27-26 as Fenton gets on the board again. He has 8 points for Ramapo. Good stutter step there from Thomas, gets it over to Martin. Martin now looks to create, takes the contact, almost gets it in off the glass. He'll be at the line for 2.
And it's those aggressive drives to the basket that's going to be so key for Mamaroneck, either getting to the free throw line, getting to the rim, or getting that kick-out opportunity. It all starts on the triple drive.
Thomas Plunkett now at the scorer's table to check in as Martin is at the line for 2 free throws. Mamaroneck leading 27-26. Now 28-26 with 2:01 remaining in the third as Plunkett comes in to give Sharkesy a well-deserved rest.
And we see Mamaroneck's long-range shots starting to fall here. They're getting more comfortable at the free throw line. The three-pointers are hitting.
Martin sinks them both, and it's back to a 3-point lead for the Tigers.
Mamaroneck still sitting in that 2-3 zone.
Great defense by Tommy Martin. Mineta goes all the way to the rim, lays it up, no good. Martin with the rebound, fights for position, passes it out to Thomas. The three-pointer is good. 32-26 Mamaroneck with 90 seconds remaining in the third.
And Steve, as you were saying earlier, if Mamaroneck's shots start to fall, they will take control of this game, building its largest lead at 6.
The Mamaroneck crowd erupts in celebration of the three-pointer. We'll be back in just a moment on LMC Varsity Sports. We're back here with 1:20 remaining in the third. Ramapo with possession, down by 6. Pass out up top to Sharif Lowry. Shot is no good. The putback is in for Brian Aldius. Renner comes back and drives all the way to the rim. And the finger roll off the glass and in. Under a minute to play in the third quarter. Mamaroneck gaining control, possession by possession. Plunkett closes out along with Bader. Ramapo looking around the arc, cannot find anything. Foul is on the floor before the shot. Blocking is the call. That would have been NBA continuation, Ian, if they had given it to him, but they wave off the basket, and Ramapo will have it underneath.
They whistled Thomas for that one. That's his third foul, so something to keep in the back of your mind, not a worry yet for Coach Carver.
Wilson tries to fake Renner out. No dice. Off the backboard, off the rim, off the backboard, and in.
Tigers can hold for one final shot here with a 34-30 lead over Ramapo.
Shot clock is off, 10 seconds left. Bader has it, pulls up from 3. No good, rebound by Ramapo. 3, 2, 1. Gets the shot off, just misses. And Mamaroneck with the 34-30 lead going into the fourth quarter. What a game here at Westchester County Center. Mamaroneck here for the first time in 47 years. We'll be back in just a minute on LMC Varsity Sports. We are back for the fourth quarter here at the Westchester County Center with Ian Sachs. I'm Stephen Astis for LMC Varsity Sports presentation of the Final Four in Section 1. Good job by Renner. Able to get possession. And they'll settle it up. Smart play by Thomas. He did not have the numbers. He did not have the rhythm. Renner with the steal. And Mamaroneck had with the opportunity to take a 6 or even 7-point lead. Gets it down low to Sharkesy. Ramapo steals it away, and they're coming back the other direction. Oh, a nice looking pass, but does not thread the needle in the proper way, and Ramapo turns it back over to Mamaroneck.
just a little bit too far out in front of it, forcing him to the basket. If he had 2 more feet there, it would have been a nice, great layup, give and go, but unable to make the connection.
Renner finds Thomas. Thomas pulls up for 3, no good. Tommy Martin fights for the rebound. Off of Wilson, Mamaroneck retains possession on the loose ball.
Great effort there from Martin underneath to force that one off of Ramapo out of bounds.
Shark, as he rushed that shot off balance, no good. It's still 34-30 Mamaroneck with 6:55 remaining. The Griffins swing the ball around the outside. Suffocating defense yet again from Mamaroneck. Ramapo can't find anything. 5 seconds left. And an offensive foul as Renner finds position. And Lowry bull rushes through him for the offensive foul. Timeout called by the Griffins. Ian, Mamaroneck up 34-30 with 6:32 remaining. What do the Tigers need to do to pull ahead?
Well, they need to maintain their defensive intensity. We've seen that on display, even in that last possession right there with Renner drawing the charge. If they stay sound defensively and then don't fall in love with the wide open jumper, take your time, work the ball inside. With the lead here in the 4th quarter, the clock is your friend. You want to get the best shot possible, and it's going to start with a dribble penetration.
So there are 6.5 minutes remaining. Bleeding the clock is an option. To your point, the wide open jumper, when you're flat-footed, not getting the ball in rhythm, isn't necessarily the shot you want. And that's where Mamaroneck seems to be finding their shots. Even Isaiah Thomas's 3-pointers were coming off of non-rhythm types of shots, which weren't falling for him in the first half. He's found a couple in the second half, but they're just not finding the kind of rhythm shots that Coach Carver really wants for them here in the second half. So I think, to your point, a combination of bleeding that clock, developing the offense, letting it find them a little more, rather than rushing the shot and ending up with power rushes on the break for the other team. Now, they've been able to recover really well in transition defense, but that can really come to bite them in the end if they're not able to stop that as things get more frenetic here in the 4th quarter. Play resumes. Renner brings the ball across the timeline. He's got Martin on his left, Bader on his right. Martin thinks about the Pro 3. Renner gets the ball, drives the lane. He is blocked, but a foul from behind will put the junior guard on the line for 2. Rough foul sends him to the ground hard, but he is a tough guy. He will be ready for the free throws.
But there we see it, that they had a couple of opportunities on the 3-point line, thought about the 3, but instead took the dribble penetration, going to the free throw line, and now that's 5 fouls on Ramapo. So the majority of the fouls will lead to free throws the rest of the way.
Rattles it around, finds all 4 corners of the rim. Yes, I know it's not square, but he certainly made that first free throw interesting. We'll see if Renner can drain the second one. He is off, so it is 35-30 Mamaroneck with 6:15 remaining here in the 4th. Renner with the steal on the poor pass by Ramapo. Doesn't have anyone to pass to and finds Bader for 3. No good. Rebound to Simon. He pushes it the other way. There is LaPointe with the pull-up shot. And that bounces some friendly rims here at the county center.
LaPointe now with 8, making it a 3-point game yet again. And that one looked like it could take any number of turns, but finally bounced in.
Beautiful dribble drive, finger roll foul by number 12, Isaiah Thomas. And it's back to a 5-point lead for the Tigers. 5:15 remaining, 37-32 Mamaroneck.
Thomas, the first Tiger in double figures, now standing at 10. Of course, had those pair of threes in the third quarter.
Great defense once again from Mamaroneck. Renner unable to chase it down. LaPointe gets it back.
The shot clock reset.
The shot clock should not have reset. Sorry, Ian. Oh, but they turn it over again. Some careless play, and Renner goes all the way to the rim. Oh, and he is fouled hard. Elijah Fenton stands over him. We'll see if it's an intentional foul.
Coach Carver screaming on the sideline, wanting the intentional foul there.
It's called nothing but a standard personal foul as Renner is sent into the basket stanchion. He'll have to collect himself with 4:43 remaining, up 37-32. He's got 2 at the line.
Just a moment ago, Renner got fouled hard and made 1 of 2.
Shane Smith checks in for Tommy Martin. So with 4:43 remaining, it's Sharkazy, Smith in the front court, and Renner, Bader, and Thomas. Renner misses them both, so it remains 37-32 as Wilson takes it into the front court for the Griffins. Ramapo's offense has been stagnant here in the fourth quarter.
Just 2 points in the first 3.5 minutes.
They call the blocking foul on Sharkazy. Astonishing call. I'm not sure who's more amazed by that call, Carver or myself. Sharkazy had perfect positioning there as Aldius ran him over and will be at the line for 2 with 4:15 remaining. Drains the first one. It's now a 4-point lead for Mamaroneck.
And the way it's set up, both teams shooting into their student section. So all the way at the opposite end of the county center, you hear the Mamaroneck crowd screaming as Aldius knocks both down.
Renner drives into the lane, puts it up on the glass. Sharkazy unable to get a handle on the rebound, but a caroms off of a Ramapo player, and Mamaroneck will get a new shot clock.
So the Tigers 4 minutes and 6 seconds away from punching their victory here, but it's still plenty of time, leading by just 3 points.
Elijah Fenton checks back in for Ramapo. Renner has it on the right wing, gets it over to Thomas. Bader has it at the top of the key, 3-pointer, no good. 37-34 with 3:50 remaining in the game. Fenton has it, gets it over to LaPointe. Now it's Aldius on the baseline. 15 seconds remaining on the shot clock. Baseline jumper is no good. Rebound by Renner, gets it out to Bader. Bader and Sharkazy. Deflection off of Sharkazy. No foul called. Oh, and a tic-tac foul on Renner on the other side.
Renner realized the game was getting a little out of control, wanted to settle it down, giving up the foul there.
That is the 7th team foul for Mamaroneck. So that should be 1-1. And yes, that will put Brian Aldius at the line for 1-1. 3:19 remaining. Mamaroneck clinging to a 3-point lead, 37-34. Here at Westchester County Center. I'm Stephen Assis along with Ian Sachs. Aldius misses the first one. Ball tips around and Renner comes up with the loose ball. Gets it to Moneta, who's checked back in. Post position taken away. And the ball sails out of bounds. No call. And Mamaroneck gets possession back, 3:02 remaining. Timeout called by Ramapo. So with 3:02, it is Mamaroneck 37, Ramapo 34. We'll be back in just a moment on LMC Varsity Sports. We're back at the Westchester County Center with Ian Sachs. I'm Steve Anastas for LMC Varsity Sports. 3:02 remaining as James Moneta brings it across half court. Sets up on the right side. Passes up to Isaiah Thomas. Thomas goes right down the lane, spins it off the glass, no good. Sharkazy almost has possession, loses it, no foul. Pass is deflected. And the ball drops for Ramapo. It's a 1-point game, 2.5 minutes remaining. Renner is trapped in the corner, gets it to Sharkazy, over to Moneta. Renner in the corner for three, no good. Shane Smith gets the rebound. New shot clock. Thomas thinks about the three, slows it down.
Excellent decision there from Thomas. He thought about the three, but that would be the worst thing possible for Mamaroneck if it doesn't fall.
2:05 remaining. Sharkazy with the ball, gets it over to Smith. Moneta looks inside, doesn't have anything. Renner now looks to drive, gets it inside to Thomas. He is closed off, now hesitation. Nice pass to Sharkazy. Possession arrow once again to Mamaroneck on the tie-up. Jump ball, possession goes to the Tigers.
6 seconds on the shot clock from Mamaroneck, of course, on the jump ball, and if the offensive team retains possession, no reset. So the Tigers need to get a quick shot here.
Ball deflects out. I'm not sure how 2 seconds went off the clock there, but there are now 4 seconds left on the shot clock. Renner to inbound. Gets it to Shane Smith. Up and in. Count the foul. Count the shot and the foul.
Shane Smith doing all the little things for Mamaroneck, now finally showing up in the biggest moment with the basket and an opportunity to put the Tigers up by 4.
39-36, 1:45 remaining. Shane Smith misses the free throw, so it remains a 3-point lead. LaPointe brings it across the timeline, and Mamaroneck settles up their defense. Fenton with the ball, up high. Oh, the ball almost out of bounds. Throws it back to Fenton. And this time he does throw it out of bounds. 1:22 remaining. Mamaroneck up by 3.
And Coach Loescher can't believe it. He wanted the swing pass to go to the other side instead of going back to the right side. And the turnover so costly there.
We were talking about during the last timeout and break in action, Ian, we were talking about who is the player of the game. And in a game like this, without any real offensive flow, the dominant player on the floor has been Shane Smith. And then, just like you would think in a storybook ending that has developed here so far, he ends up getting the next basket to put them back up by 3. Game still in question, so that award could go to someone else. Isaiah Thomas is the leading scorer for Mamaroneck. We'll have to see how these last 82 seconds play out, but right now, this game would be completely different if Shane Smith were not having the game he was.
Shane Smith, just 2 points, just that one basket there, but of course coming in the biggest moment, but it's been all game long for him, diving on the loose ball, forcing tie-ups to get the jump balls, to give Mamaroneck extra possessions. It's everything that Smith
James Mineta to inbound to Ethan Renner. He has Jared Bader, Isaiah Thomas, and Will Sharkesy on the floor with them. Mineta waves off Renner. Bader comes out, does not find any clearance. Thomas now has it on the left wing. Dribble drive, oh, deflection, he gets it back. Mineta now has it, out to Renner. Renner pulls up, the shot no good. Sharkesy can't corral it, and Mineta with the rebound. 55 seconds remaining, and a new shot clock. 39-36, Mamaroneck.
The Tigers can run the clock just inside of 30 seconds here.
Thomas gets the deflection, 20 seconds left on the shot clock, 40 seconds left in the game, and a foul on the floor puts Ramapo over the limit, and Isaiah Thomas will be at the line for 1-and-1.
So the Griffins will start to play the foul game, look to extend the game as much as possible, and then just hope that Mamaroneck fails to knock down his free throws.
3-point lead for Mamaroneck, 4.4 second difference between the shot clock and the game clock. Isaiah Thomas with a chance to push it to a two-possession game, and does, sinking the first free throw. It's 40-36. And it's a 5-point lead for Mamaroneck. 36 seconds left.
Cool, calm, and collected.
LaPointe calling for a pick. Does not get it. Fenton has it on the left wing. Pull-up shot from Aldis. And they call the foul on the three-pointer. Shane Smith can't believe it.
With a quizzical look on his face as the whistle was blown on that call. Shane Smith still speaking with the ref about the call, as now it gives Ramapo 3 chances at the free throw line.
The senior guard, Brian Aldis, at the line for 3. Sinks the first one, and it is 41-37. Jared Bader at the scorer's table will check back in for some offense in this last possession. Aldis sinks the second one, is now 41-38. 22 seconds left as Bader comes in for Shane Smith. It's now Sharkesy, Bader, Mineta, Renner, and Thomas on the floor. Aldis sinks all 3, and it's now a 2-point game. Pass into Renner, and he gets fouled with 18.3 remaining. Ethan Renner will be at the line for 1-and-1, as Ramapo now has 9 team fouls. Once again, the swap out defense-offense as Shane Smith comes in to fight for the offensive rebound.
Renner shooting 67% from the line for the season.
Misses the first one. Here comes Ramapo. 14 seconds left. 10 seconds. And he sinks it. Tie game. 5.4 remaining. Ramapo has tied it up.
Wilson with the off-balance shot in the lane, and the Ramapo fans loving it as the Griffins have stormed back from 5 points down with under a minute to go. And we're all even at 41 here, 5.5 seconds remaining.
So Mamaroneck will have to go the length of the court in 5.4 seconds. We'll see if Coach Carter, the Section 1 AA Coach of the Year, has a play designed to score here. With 5.4 remaining, tied at 41.
Well, Steve, we said it in the open that if you keep Ramapo, if you let them hang around too long, they'll start to believe. And it looked bleak about a minute ago, but now now the Griffins and their fans have all the confidence, all the faith in the world that they can pull off yet another upset, and we could possibly be seeing the 18th seed in the championship game.
In a game fitting of the building, so much history, so much tradition, so many classic finishes here at Westchester County Center. Mamaroneck has possession and a chance to pull off the last second shot for the victory.
One out this time. Right foot, let's go. Left foot, let's go. Cha-cha, Wilson.
Mineta to inbound the ball, gets it to Sharkisy. Sharkisy now dribbles, gets it to Renner. Renner with the heave. Oh, just short. And we are headed to overtime. A well-designed play. Unfortunately, time ran out on Renner. He could not settle himself for the shot. It was online. It just came up a foot short. So we'll be back in just a moment here at the County Center with overtime action here in the Section 1 semifinal game. The winner goes on to face the defending state champs in Mount Vernon. With Ian Sachs, I'm Stephen Astis on LMC Varsity Sports. So here we are with overtime action at the County Center. 4-minute overtime session. Will Sharkisy at center court for the tip. He has Bader on the near side, Thomas on the far side with Renner and Mineta behind him. And Mamaroneck secures the tip and will have the first possession. Thomas drives the lane, kick out to Mineta, feet on the line, baseline jumper is good. 43-41. LaPointe has the pick. Mineta fights through. Aldius, baseline, he's double teamed and trapped. Throws it to the other side to Wilson. Baseline three, no good. Gets his own rebound, puts it up, no good. Bader with the rebound, gets it out. Across half court, over to Mineta.
And wisely decides to pull it back out, doesn't try to force it when he has a 1-on-3 opportunity, and now Mamaroneck goes to work in the half court.
Looked like Bader was thinking about the pro three there from the right wing. Mineta now has it on the left wing, looking for a teammate. Drives the lane, picks up his dribble, gets it out to Renner. 4-3, Bader for three. Short.
And Bader was right on the NBA three-point line there. Nearly knocked it down, but just a couple of inches short.
LaPointe on the far wing now swings it around to the near side. That is Simon. Over to Aldius. Mamaroneck's defense has been stout all game long. Pull up baseline jumper, no good. Fight for it, possession. Oh, the foul and the shot. Elijah Benton will head to the line with a chance to take the lead for the first time since the third quarter. 2:03 remaining here in overtime. He sinks it, and Ramapo leads 44-43.
The Griffins with all the momentum here, coming back from 5 points down in the final minute, now taking the lead here in overtime. The Tigers need to just settle it down, not think about that, and get a good shot.
Foul on the baseline move. Oh no! They called traveling on Sharkazy.
That's the right call. Sharkazy did shuffle his feet before the foul, before the contact, and now Ramapo gets a chance to add to its 1-point lead.
1:40 remaining. Mamaroneck down by 1. Pass defending. He's guarded by Mineta. Gets it inside to Fenton. Oh, blocked by Sharkazy. Blocked by Sharkazy, and they call the foul.
And that's such a tough call. Sharkazy did have his arm coming down, but it looked like he got all ball.
No calls going Mamaroneck's way here in the second half and overtime. As Simon will be at the line for 2. First shot is short. So it remains 44-43. The Griffins with the 1-point lead, 1:19 remaining in overtime. He sinks the second one, and it's now 45-43. Mineta through the legs, letting the offense set up. Renner has it, gets it over to Bader. Down low, Sharkazy fouled on the shot, and he'll be at the line for 2. 1:04 remaining. Mamaroneck down 45-43. And the junior center at the line with the chance to tie it up.
Sharkazy has been quiet offensively.
That is the 5th foul on Elijah Fenton. So he will have to take a seat. Sharif Lowry will check in for him as Fenton gets a hug from head coach Steve Locher.
Fenton finishes with 11 points.
Sharkazy too strong off the back rim as Shane Smith checks in for Jared Bader. 1:04 remaining in the game. The second free throw does fall. It's now a 1-point game.
60 seconds remaining here in the first overtime.
Lowry has it on the right wing, gets it up top to Simon. Back over to Lowry. Off the glass and in, and it's a 3-point lead with 38 seconds remaining. Timeout called by Carver, and Mamaroneck will talk it over. 34.2 remaining. Ramapo leads 47-44. We'll be back in just a moment on LMC Varsity Sports. Ian Sachs, Steve Anastas, here to bring you the final 34.2 seconds remaining. Mamaroneck with possession. Renner inbounds it to Mineta after the timeout called by Coach Tyrone Carver Jr. Thomas has it. Spin move on the right wing. Bader for 3. Off the rim, no good. Rebound by Bader. Thomas for 3. No good. Rebound caroms off of Ramapo, and Mamaroneck retains possession. 14.3 seconds remaining. Still down by 3 points.
The Tigers falling in love with going for the tie. They'll take another timeout here, but too many opportunities there looking for the tie, going from not just three-point land, but NBA three-point land. Both of their opportunities from well beyond the three-point line. And now Coach Carver will look to draw another play.
The three-pointer has been betraying them all game long. A normally solid three-point shooting team, shooting 34.5% on the season, has not not been able to find the range today, but they're going to need it here with 14 seconds remaining to try and tie this score up.
Just 3 trifectas for the Tigers so far in this game, and it's been at a cost of missing several of those opportunities. And now it all comes down to how good they can be from beyond the arc.
Bader and Thomas both shooting over 36% from deep. Sharkisy actually shooting 46%, albeit only 6 of 13, but he does have the ability to do it, as we saw in Scarsdale last season in the sectional championship against Mamaroneck. Their center hits the 3 to send it into overtime. We'll see if Sharkisy is called on to do the same here. Renner gets the inbound, gets it over to Mineta. 10 seconds remaining. Thomas, 4-3, short. Sharkisy dribbles out to the line. It's knocked away. 2.8 seconds remaining. Mamaroneck still has possession. Timeout called by Carver.
And when Sharkisy pulled it back out to the corner, Steve, it almost looked like you telegraphed it that he would be the one to have an opportunity here. He could be such a good decoy for Coach Carver here.
He didn't have any players circling over for him to pass to, so that really became his only option, was to try and retreat to the three-point line. He did have the point-blank shot, but with only 4 seconds left at the time, it really was the better play to try and find the 3. So now Carver is going to have to try and draw something up. What Ramapo has to be careful of is fouling the three-point shooter. A very big catch-22 here for Ramapo on defense. They don't want to just concede the three-point shot with so many capable three-point shooters that if they defend too hard and commit the foul on the 3, then that puts the player at the line with a chance to tie it up. Now, Mamaroneck has not been shooting well tonight from the line or from three-point range. We'll see what they have drawn up here. 2.8 seconds remaining in Mamaroneck's season. Renner to inbound. Oh, and he turns it over, and that will do it. Ramapo is victorious as time expires in overtime. The Griffins beat the Tigers 47-43.
Renner looking to go to the top of the key there. The pass fell a little short, right into the Ramapo defense, the heart of the Griffins defensive zone. And Ramapo comes away with the ball and the victory here in the semifinals. So Ramapo will win it 47-44, and they'll have a date with the defending Class AA state champion, Mount Vernon Knights.
The 18 seed upsets its way through the bracket, starting with the out-bracket game and victory over RC Ketchum, then going through Clarkstown South, scoring the last 14 points of the game. After that, defeating the number 10 seed, Clarkstown North, in the quarterfinal, and finally culminating in the upset of the number 3 seeded Mamaroneck Tigers.
And with each of those victories, it's come down to the wire. A 4-point win in overtime over Ketchum. A 9-point win where, Steve, as you said, they needed to score the last 14 points to win that game against Clarkstown South. Then against Clarkstown North, a 3-point victory. Now a 3-point victory at the county center against the 3-seed Mamaroneck. And they were down 5 with less than a minute to go in regulation. Come back from that, force overtime, and then they take control in overtime and ultimately pull out a 3-point victory. But for Mamaroneck, of course, a disappointing ending to the season here in the semifinal round, but still quite an accomplishment to make it all the way to the county center for the first time in 47 years.
Hearts are broken all throughout Mamaroneck and Larchmont. The most successful season in decades. The most successful season of Coach Carver's coaching career at Mamaroneck. It ends in bitter defeat against the 18-seeded Ramapo Griffins. We'll be back with our final comments here at Westchester County Center on LMC Varsity Sports. So that'll do it here from Westchester County Center. Ian, a devastating defeat at the hands of Ramapo. It seemed like Mamaroneck had things well in hand. They were playing excellent defense, but Ramapo kept at it, and they were able to pull out victorious in the end after tying it up in the waning seconds.
Well, it looked like the shots were starting to fall for Mamaroneck in the second half. Thomas got going with 2 3-pointers in the third quarter. Then in the fourth quarter, the dribble drive started to work for the Tigers. They get up by 5 with under a minute to go, and then the wheels fell off, and three consecutive points for Ramapo. Then finally, the 2 points to tie the game in the final 10 seconds. No chance for Mamaroneck to answer, and then in overtime, they get the first basket, but it's all downhill from there.
Luckily, there's no real governing body that can issue us a fine, because I'm about to say that Mamaroneck really got hosed on some of the calls in the fourth quarter and in overtime. You could see some sarcastic applause from Coach Carver as they let some quite clear fouls go on Ramapo and then called some tic-tac fouls on Mamaroneck, including the 3-pointer on the baseline that they called the foul on Shane Smith. They hit all 3, I think it was Aldius, hit all 3 free throws, and that really became the difference in that fourth quarter finish.
And even minutes later, after that, Smith still talking to the referees about it, asking what exactly happened, what was the infraction on that play. But of course, there's no going back. The refs aren't going to say, you know what, you were right, there was no foul, we take the free throws away. Just one that you have to chalk up to experience.
The Hall of Fame NFL head coach of the Pittsburgh Steelers, Chuck Noll, had a famous saying, play better than the ref's ref. And unfortunately for Mamaroneck, they were not able to do that in the end. Their excellent shooting throughout the season was the main reason, along with the defense, as to why they were so successful this season, and it ended up being their undoing.
Well, it usually happens in your first game at the county center, the bigger arena, the more wide open atmosphere. You're not used to shooting in such a big place. You have those lulls in the first half, but then they never really got going in the second half. Of course, Thomas did hit those back-to-back 3-pointers in the third quarter, but that was really it as opposed to long-range shooting from Mamaroneck, something they've been accustomed to all season long. And when they needed a basket at the end, when they needed to get points on the scoreboard, unable to do so, and they come away with the loss.
So 64 points on average this season, only able to come up with 44. As you can see, the lights are going out here in the county center as they've gone out on the Mamaroneck season. With Ian Sachs, I'm Stephen Astis, proud to have brought you this very exciting game with unfortunate ending here at Westchester County Center. So that will wrap up the 2017-2018 season for the Mamaroneck Tigers on LMC Varsity Sports. It has been a pleasure to broadcast for you this season, and we'll look forward to bringing you more sports as the season moves on to spring. Again, once again, Ian Sachs, Stephen Astis for LMC Varsity Sports.